Good morning. Welcome to day 11. Oh, day 11. Goodness, it's going fast. I got here last night, yesterday afternoon. It was really beautiful. I was the first one here. I had a lot of time of peace and quiet, and I had a good reception, so I was able to upload the last couple of videos. And later on, a group of guys from the UK, from the army, actually arrived. And they're on a tour of different places in the US, including a little stretch of the Appalachian Trail, to retrace the war history. So it was interesting to meet them. And they all slept in that bunk there with me. 13 of them. Not all in the bunk. There were some in the bunk, and then one set up on the campsite as well. So, and of course, being English and the fact that there was reception, they were watching soccer matches on their phone. It was quite interesting. They were all very nice, so it was good to have company. And they left a little while back, so I have a little bit of peace and quiet again. You can hear the birds, of course. Very pretty. Anyhow, I'm about ready to go. My pack is all done. I was just stretching a little bit here and enjoying the beautiful morning. Looked at the forecast and I think my stretch of good luck of weather is coming to an end, but can't complain. 11 days in a row is pretty good. But the rain isn't coming until later tonight. I think around 5-ish. The plan will be to be staying at the next shelter, which is about 8.2 miles, I think. If it rains, I'll be okay at the shelter. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. And if it's still raining when I pack up tomorrow morning, at least I'll be at the shelter. I don't think I'll have any issues staying at the shelter because most of the time I'm the first one there. And then a few people turn up afterwards. And then if it's raining in the morning, I'll pack up in the shelter and put my rain gear on. And the good news is I won't be hiking all day in the rain because tomorrow is my first 0 day and I've already reserved. And once I get into town, which is only 4 miles from the shelter, or 4 point something mile from the shelter, even if I do that in the rain, it won't be so bad. And then I get into a town, Boiling Springs, it's called, small town in Pennsylvania, Boiling Springs. And the place I'm staying at is a resort about 1 mile away from the town. And I've already checked and asked, and there are places to go resupply. I'm going to try to do a resupply on my own instead of getting my box sent from Sunday. See how much I can get that's gluten-free. And I will also, there's a small outdoor supply store, so I'm going to try to see if I can I need a new propane gas bubble, and I also need to get a better clip for my bag when I have to hang in a tree with the PCT method, which I'll explain to you later. Anyway, just a few bits that I need to get, but apparently there's even though it's a small town, there is an outdoor store there that I will be able to go to. So that is the plan for today. So I better get going. It's about 9 o'clock, so that's a bit of it's a okay start because I'm really not in a hurry. have a happy Saturday, and I will talk to you soon. Well, it was only 1.5 miles into the journey, but when one comes across a beautiful, typical countryside general store, one must stop and get food. So that's what I did. And the ladies, the 2 young ladies in there were so good. Coffee. And they didn't have gluten-free bread, but they wrapped everything around the ham. And so I'm getting ham and cheese, like a beautiful wrap. I'm gonna eat a little bit now, because really it is early, and carry the rest for my lunch. But isn't this cute? Typical countryside little store. And then I'm gonna soon head back out. A little bit on the road and then back to the AT. Anyhow, I have a question. Mary Godfrey, are you watching? Mary and Kevin, how you guys doing? I have a question for you, Mary. You're in the medical industry. I'm sure you'll be able to, either you know already or you'll find your true answer, but people say that when they get to the thru hikers that have come all the way from Georgia, who've got about 1,000 miles behind their belt on their feet, they say that when they get to a water hole, they replenish their water, but also they camel up, meaning that they drink as much water as they can, like a liter or 2 in one sitting. They seem to think this is a good idea. So I'm wondering, is it? Mary, is it a good idea to camel up? Does it really work that way? I'm definitely a sipper. I sip the entire time. That's why I love this little device there. I can just go sip at every minute whenever I want to. Cameling up, I don't know if I'll be able to do it and whether it would work. So Marie, if you can find the answer for me, that would be awesome. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying watching so far. It's been fun. The trail is beautiful today. Not too hard at all. It's up and down and up and down. Sorry, it's really hard to hold the phone up. My arm is killing me. Switch. I had a change of plan. I was supposed to go to the Alec shelter, Alec Kennedy shelter, I think it's called. But the Alec Kennedy shelter is only 4 miles from town, the town of Boiling Spring. I was thinking if I could push on and do 12 miles instead of the 8, my feet are feeling pretty good, or were up until now. They're still okay. Maybe I could do a 12-miler, and then the straw is in the way, and then get to my. Here we go. Oh, I'll have a sip. So good. It's all right for all the shaking. But I was thinking that I could get to Boiling Spring and change my reservation. So I had enough cell network and was able to call, and my luck, I was able to change my reservation to arrive tonight instead of tomorrow. And on top of that, the restaurant is open tonight and would not be open tomorrow. This means I will be able to have a meal too. So I'm really excited about that. But now I have to do the miles. Oh, let's hope. Plus they're forecasting rain tomorrow, so in the morning. This means I won't be in the rain. at all, which is good news. You can see the trail behind me. Very pretty. Okay, I'll leave you for now. All right, I just looked at the profile for the next few miles, and it's basically 3 steep climbs up to the top, straight down, then back to the top of another peak, straight down, and back up a 3rd peak and straight down. And that is what it looks like. I just came from down here. Ooh, quite the work. Well, this is an interesting trail. I had to squeeze through those rocks, and yeah, it's super amazing. I have to be careful, but it just kind of meanders through the rocks. Very cool. From here, I will probably stop a little after the shelter, if not at the shelter, have a little bit of a late lunch, and then continue on. It's very, very pretty, isn't it? I was thinking about something and I wanted to mention it whilst I thought of it. I noticed over the last few days, or since I posted videos, that many of you are leaving comments, which I really appreciate a lot. I know many of the comments are encouragement for my endeavor. I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to leave those comments. It makes a big difference to me. It is very, very encouraging. I saw briefly too that some had questions. I wanted to let you know, in case you maybe hadn't thought of it, that I am not going to be likely able to answer or read all the comments until I get into a town and stay at a hotel where I have a good Wi-Fi. And most of the time it will be when I take a 0, which is like tomorrow. 0 meaning that I'm not going to do any miles at all. I'm going to just chill all day, relax. Whilst I'm doing that 0 day, then I have time. Plus I have a Wi-Fi usually as well. So at that time, that's when I'll be looking at all the comments and be certain to acknowledge your comment or reply to your comment or answer your question. That said, if you haven't commented yet, feel free to do so. If you have any questions, I'm very, very happy to answer your questions. Or if you want to see something, like Trina asked me she was curious about what I was eating, hence why I showed some of my food items the last few days. If you'd like any questions answered, or curious about something, or want to see something more of something, whatever, just let me know. I'll be sure to include that. And if you're watching the videos, thank you. It's so cool to know that you're traveling with me. I didn't know how it would be, but it is really cool. Let me see, this is a little slippery. Let's do this. Have to be careful. See, that's a little slip there. Whew, I gotta go slow. Beautiful sunshine. Here's my shadow. I am going down. So furthermore, if you are watching the videos and you like them, you can just click on like. If you don't, you can also click on you don't like, but tell me why you don't like. Hopefully you like. And finally, if you're watching and you have subscribed to the channel, I thank you. It will be super helpful for me. I explained in one of my earlier videos, as I was showing my gear, that I'm chasing a goal of 1,000 subscribers, which is a big goal, but I will keep chasing it anyway, little by little. I know many of you new subscribers have seen new subscribers coming through. I thank you for subscribing. If you're watching and you enjoy the video but you haven't subscribed, please, 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 please subscribe. It really will help me a lot. Once I reach the 1,000 subscriber and a number of hours of views, YouTube will be giving me a little bit of money, and I will give this money to my 2 nonprofit. And I haven't spoken about my nonprofit yet, but I will. I mean, I spoke about it in an earlier video, but since I've started my trek, I haven't. I will be certain to talk about that at length over the next several days. Anyway, looks like it's finally flat. All right. Came out of the woods and finished with a descent of about, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half, probably a mile and a half. But the path was pretty good. And now, the last mile and a half is in a farm field into Boiling Spring. You can see, I don't know if the houses over there are the town, but sky is blue and it looks beautiful. It's hot, but it's an easy path. It's so interesting to see. If you look back here, you know, you follow the path, which is a trail on the ground, and you recognize the pole, and you know there's going to be a blaze, a white blaze on there. Il fait chaud. It is hot. Whew. Beautiful, huh? Guess that's wheat. Right, Trina? Golden. So it's super interesting. I came from the mountains over there, and the path for the Appalachian Trail takes you through these fields, these farmland. You can see this is corn. Baby plant growing. And I've been turning left and right in a farm field. And this eventually leads me to Boiling Spring. Whew. I'm welcoming the flat terrain for sure, but the sun, you can't hide from the sun, and there's still no breeze, but still I'm happy I'm almost there. It's really super pretty. It's just nice change from the rocks and the boulders and the tree roots. It's just really super nice. Oh, there's a bit of a breeze coming this way. Feels good.
멈추질 못하고 고개를 떨궈요. 이미 떠날 그대 사랑한 나의 잘못이겠죠.